Well, obviously, extremely disappointed right now. That was very humbling when you're in your own building and you get taken like that and lose by 3 scores. We all gotta be better. Absolutely, coach it better. Got to execute better. We got to get back to work. But the reality is, right now, we're 6 games into this thing. We're 3-3. There's a lot of ball in front of us, but we have to have that urgency to want to improve. We got to clean up a ton of details. We're gonna have to take a good hard look at everything and really do some great evaluations from a coaching perspective in terms of what's working, what's not working, and try to find a different avenue, because today was not good enough. Give the Jets a ton of credit. They came in, they were prepared. I thought our defense battled in that first half. I thought, special teams, there were some good and bad, obviously, but we didn't do enough offensively in that first half to even give us a chance to take control of a game. But I was proud of our guys' effort. I thought, anytime that you're getting whipped like that, by down 2 scores, and they've got the ball on the 4-yard line or whatever, 1st and goal, we get a personal foul penalty, and you get another free set of downs, and our guys kept battling to keep them out of the end zone. I thought at least that was a good sign. That they continued to fight to the end, but no, it's there's going to be adversity in this league. We know that, and we're going to find out a lot about ourselves moving forward, where we are right now, and how we respond. And I believe in the guys in the locker room. I know we got a great group of men, and I think that everybody's going to stick together through this, and we're going to continue to scratch and claw and fight our way out of this.
You guys have some really good players on offense. Why haven't you been able to put together a full game yet this year?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's a fair question. I don't know. Obviously, if I knew, we wouldn't be in this spot, right? We're in a pretty bad predicament right now. We just could never get into a flow, and give them credit. They were tough to block up front. I felt like we didn't handle any of the movement very well, and it just felt like we were calling plays in 2nd and long the whole game. And then when we did break a run, we get called for a holding. So we got to be more disciplined. Obviously, that's about as frustrating as a game as I've ever been a part of in terms from an offensive perspective, and trying to get something going and you can't, and you're looking for answers, and it's like, all right, let's try running the ball. Well, and then you're getting a yard or 2 or going backwards. But they came in with a good game plan, and I don't feel like they broke profile too many times. They were a little bit more. I thought Jeff Albrick and that bunch did a nice job of kind of not necessarily Rolodex in the calls, but they were keeping us off balance a little bit, changing up a little bit from profile. But I figured that might be the case, But bottom line is, if we don't get it blocked up front better, it's hard, because we didn't run the ball effectively. Felt like there was a lot of pressure on our quarterback. I know Aaron took a ton of hits today, and that's where the game starts. So we got to coach better. We got to come up with something to alleviate some of the pressure. And but yeah, it was a pretty poor day offensively.
You mentioned the stunts and the twists, and just judging by those comments, that wasn't a surprise that they went that route. So if that was kind of the expectation, what was the trouble getting that?
I got to go back and look at it and to give you a better answer. But it's certainly, whether it was our schemes or the execution, it was more, could have been all of the above, but it wasn't good enough.
Why'd you make the change at the end of the first half with Jake in at right tackle, or right guard, excuse me?
That's just something that we felt would help us, give us a little spark right there on the right side. And it's unfortunate he gets injured and comes right back out. And but yeah, I think everything's on the table moving forward in terms of trying to get our best people out there to give us the best opportunity to move the football.
Was there any consideration of putting Josh on the right side? Is that something, if not, that you'll have to revisit this week?
I think, like I said, I think everything's on the table.
Matt, you talk about adversity. You haven't had to deal with a ton of regular season adversity since you've been here. And you brought up some stuff like making evaluations. How challenging is that in season, looking in the mirror when you've got games just piling up one after another?
Yeah, well, if you don't correct yourself, it really doesn't matter what you come up with. So we can sit here and study the opponent all we want. But if we don't fix ourselves first, it doesn't matter what we put in front of our players.
What was the level of difficulty with Aaron and his thumb?
I got to give him a lot of credit. He battled through it, man, and I know he was hurting, but you know, he's a tough competitor. He's one of the toughest I've ever been around. So give him credit for hanging in there.
So did you think most of his inaccuracy today was directly caused by the thumb?
Well, I mean, anytime you go that route, then it comes across as an excuse. So I'm not gonna say that. You know, I do think that there was a lot of things that were factoring in to some of the struggles we had offensively, and you know, quite frankly, like I said before, it's hard to throw with a bunch of pressure in your face too. And I got to go back and look at everything and just, you know, calm down and take a good hard look at what we put out there today. Because, like I said, give them a ton of credit. They obviously were well prepared for us and went out there and did a much better job of not only coaching but executing.
You said you liked the fight, keeping them out of the end zone on that last drive, but I mean, they take over with 9:12 left, and everybody in the building knows they're going to run the football, and they were able to run it really effectively on you guys. You missed some tackles. When you look at that tomorrow or tonight, what do you think you're going to see from your defense on that drive?
Yeah, just what you said. I mean, I thought there was a couple positions where we were in to make a tackle, and you know, you got to make those. You can't when everybody in that building knows you're going to run the football, and they're able to do it. I mean, that's a little discouraging. So whether it's we're not putting our guys in the best position or it's a lack of execution, I think we got to go back and look at it.
Was Aaron Jones? I know Aaron got hobbled, I think, in the third quarter, but was he slowed all during the games? I think he had 3 carries in the first half.
Yeah, it's not good enough.
Do you feel like you're just still kind of groping on offense, or do you feel like you have some things that you can lean on at this point?
I don't think there's many things we're leaning on very well right now.
You say it's not good enough to get Aaron the 3 carries in the first half. Was that the game plan coming in? Because it seemed like early downs you were trying to get the run game going, and they just seemed to shut the door on their defensive front early in the game.
Yeah, no, they did a nice job. And like I said early on, it just felt like we were in a lot of get back on track situations, and you know, you're trying to keep out of the 3rd and long situations, and it's hard when you get into when you run the ball on first down, you don't get much, and it felt like there wasn't a lot of room to get anything going, quite frankly, to want to sit there and try to do it again, and then you're in 3rd and long. So I got to go back and look at it, though. Evaluate myself as a play caller and see where we got to improve.
Matt, the one thing that even as the defense and the offense was trying to find itself the last couple weeks had been your special teams. What did you see on the blocked punt and the blocked field goal? Because it seemed like Rich had you guys past that kind of stuff happen.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's another thing I got to go look at. I know, like on the blocked field goal, there was a high snap which slowed down the operation, but there was leakage on the right side. And, you know, I talked to Rich about it, and I'm not quite sure what transpired on the punt. I'll have a better answer for you guys tomorrow.
That's good.
Matt, the Fox telecast showed Cobb going to the locker room in the cart, and it looked like he was crying. I understand you need to get further information, but are you worried that that's a pretty serious injury?
Absolutely, yeah. I don't know. I haven't received any word what the diagnosis is, or But yeah, you know, and he's such a great leader for us and has made some key plays specifically on a lot of third downs, helping us move the chains. And, you know, it certainly it hurts our offense when he's not out there. So, you know, I hope he's all right, but I don't know.